Hello guys, my name is Kosif and welcome to a very short video. We haven't really uploaded a video in quite some time, I think it's like over a week now, and I'm just going to give a quick explanation to why is that. We've hit the process of doing the most boring work, sort of like again. If you've been subscribed to us for a while, you would have probably seen me do this about, I don't know, this is probably the third time, where we would be working on a load of areas, we'd be releasing a load of tours, like gameplay stuff and all that, quests as well. Then there'll be sort of like a few weeks where our video quality is terrible, it's just us talking, there's not a lot we can sort of like produce, and unfortunately it's sort of hit that point again, where we are working sort of like on the background of the project, if that makes sense, and obviously this background work is very, very important. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of sort of like what I'm personally working on. I could probably tell you what the others are working on as well, but I don't want to get anything wrong. But so here is my character. I am in the Caribbean Desert, Shanty Pass. To give you a quick sort of like overrun of sort of like the area where I am, this is the Dominion Tower. I have to fix it. Well, before I sort of like explain into like exactly what I'm doing, this area, it's just like the entire desert. I've made the entire desert apart from like I guess 2 areas, but for some reason I just like testing in the Caribbean Desert. It's like a nice environment to sort of like test in. So yeah, I do all my testing in here. So everything you see at the moment is not like fully built. I haven't touched this place in months, and it's not complete. So yeah. But yeah, that's the Dominion Tower, and yeah. So what I am doing is I'm currently leveling up sort of like the character, and sort of like because Never's Nights 2 is obviously a D&D game, so Dungeons and Dragons pretty much. It's all about if you know D&D, then I won't have to explain it, but D&D is sort of like really complicated for, well, obviously if you learn into it, it's not as complicated as you think. But for somebody, if you, we're obviously aiming at the target audience of RuneScape, where the stats are given to you straight away. So it's like, okay, this sword is better than this sword, so blah blah blah. If you level your strength up, your damage is increased. It's really simple. RuneScape is a very simple game. Well, it used to be, excluding RuneScape 3 now, but it's a very simple game. It's like iron is better than bronze, steel is better than iron, and that's all you got to do pretty much to understand the game. So obviously what we're trying to do is getting the game Never's Nights 2 in our project to really match like RuneScape. Of course, it's one thing, matching like I don't know, say like the Dominion Tower and the areas around it to look like the areas in RuneScape. But it's another thing to get the gameplay the same as RuneScape as well, which is really, really complicated. So anyways, what I'm doing is I can show you my information I've got up. So here is sort of like the information of the games, especially because if you've played games like I'm trying to think of its name now, Knights of the Old Republic or Dragon Age. Obsidian Entertainment made these games, so they always use like the same platform. So I don't know, Knights of the Old Republic, you might find inside the data files there's something called feats.2da, and it'll be relatively the same. So yeah, this is the sort of like the feats of the character. So there's a bloody massive turn. It goes up to over 2,000, 2,255 to be precise, and there's a lot of reserves down here. So it's like nearly 3,000 in total. So yeah, so what I do is obviously it's got like a lot of information on these, so like the icons, the stats you need to get these feats. So that's just pretty much the feats. It just stores all the information about the feats. This is our custom string ref, or a talk table file. For example, let's say if somebody wants to cast this, let's say somebody's training crafting, and on their skills page, they go on their character sheet, they click skills, and they click crafting. You see, you got the title crafting, you got it in the box here, and then you got like this description here of like what level can unlock what. allows players to craft items from raw materials such as pottery, ranged armor, and jewelry. So pretty much what this sort of like talk table does here is it gives the information. It's sort of like it feeds the information to the game pretty much. So for example, I wrote crafting in here. The string ref is it's like on another one of these 2DAs, but somewhere else it's on the skills 2DA. So it will tell the craft, okay, the name's called, well, the string is crafting, so put crafting in this box here. And then when players click it, this is sort of like the description. So the description says, allows players to craft items from blah blah blah, and put it in there. So pretty much this is what this does. It just sort of like feeds you information to the game. But yeah, I have to write all this. But so what I'm doing with feats at the moment is, which is similar to spells because there's like 2,000 spells because there's so many classes. What I need to do is I need to get the feats to be right, so like right design, because we don't want anything game breaking. For example, there is a feat called Monkey Grip, and what this does is it allows you to dual wield two-handed swords. So obviously, it's sort of semi-balanced because it reduces your accuracy a crap ton, but to say like when we get into late game where we've got like dragon two-handed swords and you can dual wield them and you can use like the spec twice, it's going to be really OP. And let's say we get into a really late game where you've got like the Armadillo Godsword, which is going to be the OPest weapon in, just to dual wield it. Well, not to dual wield it, but to hold it with two hands. Imagine if you could dual wield it. You'll be one-hitting people, even though your accuracy would be terrible. So yeah. So I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of like leveling up. So what this is exactly what I do. So I level up fighter. I haven't really worked on this information yet. Do anything at the moment. This, do anything. So this is the bonus feats of well, not the bonus feats, but the feats. So for example, let's say somebody clicks on mobility. Well, now let's do weapon finance. So not finance, finance, or however you pronounce it. So it gives like normally it would give like a really long description of like what you need to use and what blah blah blah. But what I've pretty much done is I've dumbed down the description very so like a lot pretty much. So somebody goes, okay, what's this feat? Oh, okay, I need to use this. It does this. It blah blah blah. It never tonight to default. It throws a massive paragraph of text, which you're not really going to be. We're trying to sort of like bypass the. You don't have to look at all the stats and statistics because everything's already given to you straightforward. So, like for example, increases your accuracy while using daggers, maces, and staffs. Okay, so let's say you're a rogue with daggers, and you click this. Okay, oh, okay, it increases my accuracy with daggers. Okay, I'm going to use it. So it's pretty much simple like that. So I'm pretty much done with the fighter class. So the fighter class and all the feats. So fighter's pretty much balanced right now. What I need to do is pretty much. If I could get a demonstration, so let's say ranger, do any of that. Okay, let me level it up again so I get to the. You can only choose feats at so many times. Okay, so here, so let's say I don't know. I'm trying to see one which I haven't picked yet. Favored power attack. Okay, let's say something like this. So it's type of feat general. It's sort of like what you're required to have it, what it exactly does. But as you can see, it's sort of like a really large chunk of text. Obviously, not this one. Normally, the other ones there's like a massive chunk of text. But this is power attack. So if I show you like another one, your damage is increased while your damage is increased even more while on this stance, but your accuracy is reduced even more as well. Blah blah blah. As you can see. But yeah. So all I'm doing is sort of like changing all the descriptions in the text, but there are a crap ton. If I could show you a wizard, because I previously did it with spells as well. If I can get it, so say for a wizard as well, I would need to change sort of like all this stuff as well. Yeah, let me just do that. So yeah, so here's a spell. So Let's do Water Strike. So Water Strike, you create a projectile of magical water that nearly slams into a single selected target. Blah blah blah. It just gives you information. As you can see, what we do need to do is change the icons of the spouse, so it's the same as we're gonna probably do old school RuneScape because it's more familiar and recognizable. So yeah, it's just the I honestly don't know how to get rid of this spout here. It's some reason always tied in with the character, so I've just put error on top of it because you can't use it. It does nothing, but it's just there. But yeah, you got like stuff like airstrike, confused, and all that stuff, and it's just recognizable spells. So yeah, that is pretty much what I'm doing. Tristan, who's sort of like most of our scripting and programming side of the project, he has got gravestones to work, but I've never liked the idea of gravestones being in the game because it always sort of like ruins the risk of dying and sort of like the risk of death, pretty much. But I believe, like, I don't want to give too much information away in case I get it wrong, but to my knowledge, it's when you die, there's a gravestone appears on top of where you died, and anybody can loot it straight away. And anybody who's, if you manage to get back to your grave, then you can loot it yourself. But I think it lasts for like 30 minutes, but it's whatever happens to the final version of it. But yeah, so this is sort of like what I'm doing. As you can see, massive piles of text. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed your Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. I certainly did. But yeah, so as a future reference, just because we don't really upload videos doesn't mean we are not working on a project. It probably means we're working a lot more on a project. At the moment we're just doing all this boring, I guess you could call it the paperwork of a project. So thank you all for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Peace.